I started recording now, so I didn't catch that, unfortunately. I'm so sad.
That's so unfortunate.
I
Well,
know.
for the recording, I will have a recreation of Wolves saying, "Are you ready?" and me going, and then I realized, oh wait, there's hot men in this game that I get to look at. And so I said as much, and then
Yep.
Wolves laughed at me.
Yep.
Thank you. Good night.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
We don't have an intro. Hi, Hi,
I have water in my mouth.
What do we call our fan base?
You did not just say the Tea-Talkians.
Tea-Talk peeps? I don't know. The Tea-Talkers?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. That sounds dumb though.
It does. I know.
That's when we go into our chat with Madison and get her expert opinion, which is probably gonna be something even dumber. I love Madison. Love you, Madison.
Oh, speaking of which, okay, so Tea-Talk people, Tea-Talkers, book enjoyers, etc.
In this.
No. So, okay, so a lot was gonna happen this week. That did not happen. On Wednesday, we were gonna do a stream for a visual novel game that we'll be doing sometime else in the near future with all three of us. Madison is sadly and unfortunately not here today because she is sick right now. So when this video comes out, hopefully it won't take me too long to edit and put it out. Go immediately wish her, feel bad her, give her hugs, wishes, all that good stuff. She deserves it. We were gonna do Tea-Talk book today, but again, she wasn't feeling well. So instead, I brought Moon here to...
What? Yeah, I was dragged here. Someone send help.
I kidnapped her again. This time on this channel. Not her own.
Yeah, I get kidnapped a lot.
Not her own. For a different visual novel.
A problem.
So if you haven't watched any of Moon's content before, you should know there's a really popular series on her channel she does that we've been doing for years now.
I think we've been doing it for 3 years.
We have. It needs to end. It really does. We need to move on.
Fine.
We need to close that chapter.
We're almost there.
I know.
Close.
Then we need to play the second.
She says needing to edit still.
Yeah. You
I'll
can
do it tonight or tomorrow.
You say that and he was like, I'll do it.
I say that every day.
Yeah. Anyways, but today I brought Moon along for a new visual novel that I'm going to be putting on the Tea-Talk channel, because we don't just read books here, ladies and gentlemen. No, no, no. We also, we read.
You thought we were just nerds in books?
Yeah. I mean, this is technically a book, but it's a visual book, my friends, with choices. So, tomato, tomato.
Goodness gracious.
Alright. So a little bit of info from this game. This game was made by Steamberry, which is really cute because their logo consists of a teacup and a strawberry, which is very on brand to ourselves almost, so, gotta love a fellow tea enjoyer. Thank you, Steamberry, for making this really pretty game. I know mostly everything about this game. I only know the goodness of the game. I don't know the bad routes, because I didn't want to watch them. I don't know anything about that happens in the bad routes at all.
If anyone knows from my channel what Wolves has put me through, no one knows exactly what she's put me through in the past, few rounds that we've done, because I haven't edited those yet. But Wolves has made me suffer.
Listen, that was on the good
suffer
route.
Through
that
those
was
bad
on the
routes.
Good route.
I don't know. Do you remember the last route we just completed?
Yeah, but
I've been suffering.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason I went through the bad routes with you guys is because I knew about them already. But if I don't know about them, I prefer to stay ignorant. With waltzes, I literally covered the screen and did not read it. I did not read it. I just was I just clicked the button, I spammed the button, so I didn't have to witness it. I was so sad. But anyways.
Well, then you can suffer with us through on that one. And all of these!
Yeah!
Wait, how are we doing this? We never discussed this beforehand.
So, I mentioned to you in messaging before. Okay, so for context, this is Steamberry's first visual novel game, I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure it is. It's called Changeling. It is basically, you play as this main girly here. Her given name is Nora Lewis. You can change it if you want.
Yes!
So...
I need to start looking for dumb names.
No, please no. Nora is moving back to town, and she encounters, you know, a couple of pretty boys in her new
As you
old
should.
school, and there's something mysterious going on in this town, something strange, and Nora gets roped into the supernatural happenings of her town, and she has to figure out why things are the way they are, and etc. I don't want to get
you
too
should have
into
just. She has to figure out why.
Yeah, just why.
Just why.
Anyways, you have 6 romanceable options.
Hey, do I get to choose?
So how this is gonna work, I mentioned to you before that this game is a little bit more easy to just do whatever with in the prologue. Because the prologue doesn't fully affect who you kind of go after, depending, kind of. Like, a lot of options take you to a lot of different places, but it's, like, not completely, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's a certain point in the game where you can literally choose which guy you want to go down the route of, you know? Like how in CP is, you have that one option.
Yeah.
So it's like that. The beginning does give you points with them, though.
Okay.
So, either we can wing this like crazy, but I really wanted to wing the other game with all 3 of you all, and this one I wanted to be a bit more strategic. Like, the beginning can be winged, but I want you to meet all of them first before you decide.
Let's wing it, and then decide on a path, and then kind of do CP style of, like, kind of winging it, but also kind of guided.
Yeah, so I might create a load at the very beginning of the game so we can go back and choose the right options if we want to. So we can get the good ending first. Because you always want to get the good ending first. I hate getting a bad end first because it kind of just throws me off of the story. It makes me so sad. I'm like, bro, this is depressing.
Okay.
Anyways.
I've scoured and I have a name suggestion when it comes up.
Oh
Don't
god,
you
I'm
worry.
scared.
Don't you worry, Wolves.
Don't do my girl Nora dirty.
No. I actually like this name.
Okay. I trust. Anyways, let me
I
grab
should have
my
come with
phone.
options. If you had told me we could change, I would have come with a list, Wolves. I'll
Well,
come
you
with a
can
list
come with
for
a
when we
list
stream.
For the next Steamberry.
I'll come with a list for that
I forgot to mention the other game we were going to do is also by Steamberry, but it's their second game, and it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was more expensive because, yeah, I can see why. The art style definitely upgraded a lot. The choices and the whole the writing is so good. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I love the writing.
We'll all see it soon enough.
Anyways, are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay, new game.
New game.
Alright, first name.
I propose.
Mhm.
I propose our character's name is Wisp.
Wisp. Like that?
Yeah.
Wisp. Okay.
That is what I would like to propose.
Alright. That's her first name. Wisp Lewis.
Do you like that?
I don't mind.
Is that
it.
an acceptable first name?
I was on it with when you said Wisp.
Wait,
I went Wisteria,
wait.
But okay, what?
I have a better option.
Okay.
I think our main character's name should be Madison. I think their last name should be Elizabeth. You can tack on the gaming there too if you want. So sorry, Madison.
I will not be able to take it seriously. I
Do
swear.
it. Do it.
Oh,
Do
God.
it. Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Madison.
We need to get Madison to join us at some point without telling her what we've named our character.
Yeah. When this video comes out, she'll know.
Is that an acceptable? Is that a good medium for changing our character's
Madison?
name?
I like the name Madison. Yes.
Love the name Madison. Don't know
Yeah.
any Madisons though. You know, just came to me from the top of my
Okay.
head.
Last name.
It's got to be Elizabeth.
I'm so sorry, Madison. It looks like you're gonna be romancing all the hot guys, Madison. Elizabeth.
You can put Elizabeth Gaming if you
No,
want.
I'm not gonna do that. It's too long. Alright.
I feel so bad, but also at the same time, this is
Alright.
the 3 of our chat.
Oops.
We had to put Madison in here somewhere.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me
Oh wait, who's our main character?
I wanna our main
Who's our main character? You or me?
I really wanna say
What's the
you,
personality?
but
Yeah, what's the personality?
if you want to, let me
Give
I guess
personality.
personality, well, she's definitely a headstrong girly.
no, it
She's
should be me.
not. She is. She hates when people call her short. That is a thing she hates.
Okay, I have to do it
Yeah,
then.
she hates them.
It's a bit for me, so it's gotta be.
She's a bit of a tsundere at times as well.
Oh yeah, no,
So,
that sounds like me.
Yeah. She loves Shakespeare and literature and art. She loves painting as well.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Okay. Also, give me a second. I need to.
Yeah.
Let me save real quick.
That means you have to play all the male leads.
Let me
right
go to
now.
the menu real quick and go to settings and lower the
it's so
text
bright.
speed. So sorry.
Oh.
Okay.
Almost started singing
Okay.
a little bit.
Quick save. Okay, so I saved here, so I'll save it. Okay, go ahead.
Go?
Yep.
Okay. When I was little, I dreamed of being carried away to a far-off land. It was a recurring dream of flying through the air, surrounded by soft, singing voices. Back then, I read book after book of old fairy tales in my grandmother's study, the kind where good children didn't always make it out of the dark swamps unscathed, and sometimes the goblins won. During the day, I would run through the forest by our house and pretend the stories were real. Every tree was a centennial? Sentinel? I English well. I was a sentinel watching over me, and rushing leaves were the sweet whispers of fairies coaxing me further and further from the house. Then it all crumbled. The trees and the games had to be left behind. Books were left to gather dust on shelves, and dreams were left to fade into memory. Years passed, and all that remained were the... Ow.
You okay?
I just punched my desk.
What? How did
It
you
hurt.
do that?
I don't ask questions you don't want answers
Okay,
to.
I won't.
No. Sorry, I was gonna keep reading, but it just... Okay, years passed, and all that remained were the distant games and pretend play of childhood. Oh!
Sorry. So I was reading the Discord messages.
Oh, what's the Discord message?
No, the 7 that
Me?
Madison posted. I didn't see you. Anyways.
Oh. Back then, I didn't know the real fairy tales were darker than anything I could possibly have dreamed up on my own.
Chapter 1.
Common
Route Homecoming!
Homecoming? Ooh!
We in the car.
This is such a different art style. I'm so not used to it.
I know. It grows
We'd
on
nearly
you.
reached the new house. I just realized I'm gonna have to be Madison. Okay, let me just get into character real fast.
You love corgis, and you...
Corgis, bit of a flower girl in my Minecraft persona.
Wrong Madison. Alright.
I was eager to get out of this cramped car and see the new place. The long road trip wasn't agreeing with me, and I couldn't complain too much. After 5 years in a city I hated, we were finally moving back to Pine Hollow, the place where I grew up. Oh, thank gosh for an easy name. Pine Hollow. I can do that one. Angie. That alone was enough to keep my sanity intact during the tense trip back. Unfortunately, the reason behind the move wasn't fantastic. Grandpa was ill again, and this time was under strict order to take it easy. Since he had to avoid stress, he needed Dad's help with his business. Of course he didn't think so, but Grandma was adamant, get help or retire. So we were on our way back so Dad could take over. In theory, anyway. Not that Grandpa would let him. In any case, Dad wasn't too happy about leaving his current job, or our house in the city behind. Much less moving back across state lines to our previous home. I was, though. I miss Grandpa. Ooh, that says Grandma. I miss Grandma and Grandpa. I miss the trees and the looming embrace of the mountains that made Pine Hollow feel enclosed and protected. I miss my best friend. What I wouldn't miss was the stifling humidity of the city, the constant smell of hot rubber and car exhaust. Not to mention the lack of stars and the way rain made everything smell like rust instead of warm earth. It wasn't all terrible. The parks were pretty, and being near the water had been fun. School hadn't been awful. I was hardly the loner girl sulking in the corners. I'd had friends, and I would miss them. But Allie wasn't just a friend. She was practically family. No one in the city could compare with that. And the city never felt like home. I smiled slightly as the scenery beyond the car windows became more and more familiar. My tiredness faded to excitement.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that was so much talking. Just trying to be enthusiastic.
I have to be this jerk. Sorry.
This is Tea Talk. You guys have cursed on this channel
I
before.
know. I shouldn't try. Wait, I shouldn't try to hold myself back. That's what I mean.
This is our dad?
No.
Is this our brother?
This is our twin brother. We have a twin brother.
Well, thank gosh, because I was about to be like, why does our father look like he's our age?
Yeah, no, this is our twin brother. Oh god, how... What's Mithros' voice? This is the voice I need.
No. I want you to do, like, nasally. Like, he feels like
this.
like Ash Ketchum. Like your Walt's voice.
Right, this new house isn't that far from... What is that voice? Hold on. Okay, give me a second. I need to think.
Dear.
What type of... This new house isn't that far from the old one, is it? I don't know. Is that fine?
Brilliant. 10 out of 10. Would recommend.
I'm not good at voices. Okay. Oh, mom.
Oh.
Do you want to be mom or should I be mom?
I can be mom, I guess.
You want to be mom? Okay.
They're only a few miles apart. This one's in a different neighborhood, though. Does that sound different enough?
Yeah. Lots of trees, very wooded. I think you two will really like it after we get settled in. I don't know.
Why is he, like, Scottish?
What? I don't know. I'm trying!
Oh, jeez.
I have to voice all the guys. Ah! No!
Dad said that, but from the look on Spencer's face, I didn't think it was true. Not for him, anyway. Dad pointed to a small, forested mountain a few miles ahead.
The neighborhood is nestled right at the foot there and winds up the slope. It feels rural, but it's within walking distance of the town square.
I was glad that it didn't look like much development had happened in the years we'd been gone. In fact, it didn't look like much had changed at all. Oh, this is me!
It's so weird.
That threw me.
It's so weird.
That threw me. Madison, you showed up!
She is.
Madison's gonna crash our recording at some point and be like, what in the world?
Well, we're not streaming, so she doesn't know.
You'll never know.
She won't know until the video's posted.
We gotta tell her to avoid the video.
Oh no!
So much forest. I almost forgot what it was like.
Looks easy to get lost in. I don't know, is that fine?
Beautiful. 10 out of 10.
I'm trying so hard.
No, I'm here for it.
Okay.
I gave him a sharp look and found him staring at me in the disquieting way he picked up over the last few years. That was right?
Yes.
He was already trying to start a fight about that. I quickly looked away, unwilling to give him the satisfaction. Another thing I missed was me and Spencer being close. Like everyone seemed to think twins ought to be. But I didn't think it was just moving back to Pine Hollow that was going to fix that, though. Not with jabs like that aimed at me. Let it go already. No one is going to get lost. And I want you both to give me your— What?
Sorry. My parent walked in. Anyways. Okay, I get it.
Do you know what I just sang?
Okay.
No, do you know the Minion?
Oh! Yes, I do now.
My friend knew the whole song at one point, and it somehow rubbed off on me. You said the ba 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 na ba 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 na ba 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 ba.
Why are we like this?
Okay, anyway. Sorry for the interruption.
Mom.
Mom. And I want you both to give me your word that you'll be careful in the forest. I don't want to have to ban you from hiking. Ugh, and now Mom was starting too. I slumped back in the seat, watching the kaleidoscope of fall colors slide past. Aren't you so proud of me for getting that word?
I am, actually. I stared at it. I legitimately stared.
I knew it was coming too.
I stared at it like, oh, is she gonna get it?
I know the word.
I'm so proud.
Then again, I know most words. It's still best.
You know, the funny thing is, I'm gonna call Moon out again. Sorry, sweetheart. Moon's an
For
English
what?
major, y'all.
It makes it so much worse. I literally studied the English language, and I suck at it.
It's okay. Reading is hard, especially out loud. Especially out loud. It's so
Goodness
hard.
gracious.
Anyways.
Okay. I'd expected the issue to be brought up now that we're moving back, but I hadn't expected to start getting lectured before we even reached the new house.
The realtor said there are trails.
But you know that probably means animal trails, not actual hiking trails. It can be dangerous if you aren't careful. We're not little kids anymore.
There are lots of coyotes here, and cougars, even bears. There's
Sorry.
also a pretty deep ravine in the woods behind the house, from what I understand. What?
Cougars.
No. Stop. Bonk you.
Sorry.
How dare.
We just want to make sure everyone stays safe. Now that we're back, we don't want. Oh, that's Mom.
That's
that was the
Mom.
wrong voice for Mom. I can.
Oh my
We just want to
God.
make sure everyone
That is
stays
like-
safe. What?
Look at the chat. Why do I love that though? I oddly really like
Goodness
that.
gracious, no, that sounds like an insult.
But it's kind of great. the emoji she puts next to it.
I know.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh, that was fun.
Everyone's gonna be so confused. Okay, anyways.
Goodness gracious.
Alright, Mother, reread your line.
Mother, you read the line this time. We'll go around again. Family line. Okay. We just want to make sure everyone stays safe. Now that we're back, we don't want. Jeez, it's been 5 years.
Also,
Whoa, that was a different voice.
yeah, I really heard like a kid moon. Hello.
Kid Moon came out a little bit there.
Yeah, you're almost 18. You don't need to go that young. You good girl.
I didn't mean to. It kind of happened.
Anyways, I also just noticed from the distance on my screen, the book on top of your head looks like a party hat to me. It's really funny.
It looks like a party hat.
Yeah, from the distance.
Yeah,
of my screen.
let's go. You can't see me. Teaholics.
No.
Goodness gracious.
Alright. Sky.
Sorry, just
The
dying
sun.
slightly. Ew. I couldn't entirely blame anyone for their uneasiness about the whole thing. The disappearance 5 years ago.
Ready for some lore?
Lore! My disappearance 5 years ago was the reason we moved in the first place. Not just the disappearance itself, though. I'd been gone for more than a week, and that had definitely caused some drama. But there was the issue of how I had just shown back up, and the other things that happened around that time. 5 years later, and my family is still shadowed by the repercussions of what had happened back then. Of course, I wanted them to move on. Everything back then had been my fault. Not just the drama the family had endured as a whole, but also what had happened to Spencer. Those weren't wounds that could
You got this.
Okay. Rewind. Those weren't wounds that could easily heal overnight. Not the emotional ones, not the physical ones, and definitely not the ones inflicted on our relationship. And no amount of apologizing had ever helped. Dad turned onto a quiet street that wound its way up into the trees. A few rooftops poked through the foliage. I got that one.
I want to go into this forest. It looks fun.
It does
to
look really
explore.
pretty.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, wait, Madison's
I know.
the partiers.
Maybe we should have
Wait,
the tea,
no,
the
I love the
teas.
QTs though.
The QTs.
Wait, I'm kind of a fan of that one though.
The QTs. Hello, QTs.
Hello, kitties. Like that's so
Cuties.
cute.
It is literally cute. Okay, we'll let them vote. We'll make a option.
Can we
one
make
day.
a vote? Can we make a poll on Twitter?
We can make a poll on Twitter later. Yes.
'Kay.
We have a couple options. They'll decide.
Yay. Okay. It was a great neighborhood that reminded me of. It was a great neighborhood that reminded me a little of where we lived before. The sweetness of nostalgia helped wash away some of the lingering bitterness from the previous conversation. I loved the place from the moment we turned onto the street and passed over a trickling creek that vanished into the woods. Down at the foot of the mountains, and within walking distance of the houses, was the main street of the town, filled with little shops and restaurants. But the neighborhood, hidden behind a thick wall of trees and curled around the mountainside, felt secluded and quiet. It was beautiful and perfect. Oh, now I have a conversation with myself. Okay. Madison, go check the boxes up in your room to make sure that they put the right ones there. I'll let you unpack your thing first. Then I want you downstairs to help in the kitchen.
I'm smiling so hard with trying not to laugh when you said Madison.
I know.
That was so hard. Spencer, same for you.
Why? What is this accent?
I'm not even doing an accent. I'm literally just going like, you know, like, I don't know. I'm not even
You
doing...
calling our father old wolves?
I mean, he does look kind of old, I'm not gonna lie.
Movers had already arranged most of the furniture in the house under Grandma's supervision, but the smaller boxes with the smaller items and personal belongings still needed unpacking. I put smaller in when there wasn't. It's okay.
Definitely small.
Just the really small stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Since she had to take care of Grandpa, Grandma couldn't do much more than tell them where to put the furniture and try to get the basics set up for us.
I'm just gonna say, if I had to draw a background, I would definitely draw a stool like this.
It's a very nice stool.
It is a very nice
Very
stool.
nice kitchen.
What is the... Hold on, I'm gonna go back to menu real quick. I wanna go... I wish it would tell you buttons. Like...
Pick up.
Cause there's a way to get rid of the text box and look at the background, but I don't know how to do that.
Oh, it's fine. We don't need it.
One day I'll figure it out.
We still had a ton of work to do. Mom immediately busied herself trying to hang curtains and make the house look lived in. Dad started ripping into the boxes in the family room. Spencer vanished upstairs. I left Mom in the kitchen and went to take a look at the rest of the downstairs. This house is really great.
Painting.
Quite nice. Why is that painting more detailed than everything else? I'm glad you like it, honey. It wasn't new, but it had been renovated inside. It looked modern and new, but still felt old and full of memories, and someone else's history. I love it already. Whoa. My bedroom was right next to Spencer's. The only thing separating them was a small shared bathroom. That was going to be so much fun. He tended to act like any intrusion to his personal... Who is it? Any intrusion to his personal space was a huge affront, so I had to walk in on eggshells if I didn't want to fight with him. I can only begin to imagine his whining about how to share counter space with all my icky girl things, like a hairbrush and hand lotion. The horror. That aside, my room was pretty nice. It was bright and airy, and I loved seeing my things already put exactly where I'd have put them. Anyway. Goodness gracious, she talks for so long.
This is a lot of narration. I told you, a lot of writing in this game. Be prepared.
A lot of writing.
But very good writing.
Yeah, I feel like I'm reading a book out loud.
Yeah.
Gotta be real. It looks like Grandma even got my bed ready. All I had to do was unpack the rest of my personal stuff. That's a weird sound.
Very loud tape pulling sound.
Yeah. I started with my school things, pulling tape off one of the boxes to get at what's inside. What was inside. Suddenly, the door to my side of the bathroom burst open. Spencer stalked in, dropping a dusty box on my clean bedspread. He could have at least knocked.
I hate trying to do his voice. Nasally. I'm like trying to like nasal.
You don't have to do nasally. It's just that was where my mind went.
They gave me one of yours.
Just make him sound bratty.
I'm trying.
Don't pick a fight. Just stay calm. I moved the box to the floor without saying anything. Spencer started to leave. Hang on, let me make sure I don't have any of yours. Hopefully, he didn't make a habit of bursting in. Being my twin brother didn't mean he got to invade my privacy whenever he wanted. Man, I sure hope not. Especially since he'd have put an aneurysm if I had slammed into his room that way. That was English. I quickly sorted through the boxes to see if any of his were lurking in my room. Sure enough, I found one with his name clearly scrawled on the top. Here, I think this one has some of your clothes. I nudged the box towards him with my foot. He scowled. I can't.
Scowled.
I don't know why. My brain stopped functioning. Too many words. He scowled at me before picking it up and stalking back to his room.
Damn.
The
Okay.
door to his side of the bathroom slammed shut. My gosh, man. Yeah, you're welcome. This man is so angsty.
Yep. You don't even know the half of it.
It felt like every interaction with him was like that lately. It was worse than ever, actually. But then, he wasn't likely to forget his negative memories of Pine Hollow soon, and I was pretty sure he was just annoyed by the fact that I was happy to be back, which meant talking it out with me, of course. Taking, not talking. The man doesn't talk.
Oh no, we don't communicate.
No.
feelings
Talking
in
is too
this
difficult
household.
for him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we fight. Fisticuffs.
Fists before words.
Yep.
Wise
don't
words
follow
to
that
live
advice.
by. Yeah, don't do that. He never loved this place the way I had anyway, so he wasn't really inclined to overlook the bad memories in the first place. I sighed and continued pulling things out of boxes. Patience. It was just hard to have all this stuff stirred up again. I mean, even if I accepted responsibility for what happened back then, I didn't think it meant I also had to sentence myself to guilt and misery forever. Not for something that had happened when I was 12, something I couldn't even remember. I left my boxes on the floor and went to peer out the window. Who's stalking us? Pressed my head against the glass, watching the trees sway slightly in the fall breeze. Ooh, that's a nice shot, though. It's
Nice
probably
house.
stupid to say I felt more complete in this town. At a glance, it looked like dozens of others that you could find scattered through the area. It was beautiful and sunny sometimes, and others... What? It was beautiful and sunny sometimes, and others, it was really eerie.
I would just like to point out, as a kid, I would totally hide in this gigantic mass of like
It's
red
very
bushes.
cool.
Yeah, definitely like the town that where you'd be like, oh yeah, no, supernatural beings live here. Yeah, yep, they do.
Yeah. I'm also really regretting this voice right now because having
Yeah,
to
no.
speak slightly above my
You
normal
don't
voice
have
is
to.
really
I
uncomfortable.
actually recommend you lower it. She's very sassy, very like.
I was trying to differentiate it from her mom though, and I put her mom's voice lower.
I would probably try to change
Switch 'em?
mom's voice and then like have her voice be lower. It's
I can
very-
switch them.
Yeah. Mom could be more like.
Do you want me to talk as me, or do you want like
You
me
should
to talk?
talk as you. Like for her.
Okay.
For her.
Yeah.
Your normal voice suits her, in my opinion.
Okay, I'll talk as my normal voice. There were days when the cloud hung low over the mountains. The fog was super thick through the trees, and you could almost imagine it was haunted.
Yeah, that feels better.
Better? Okay.
Yeah.
The truth was that I felt I'd lost something in this place 5 years ago. Maybe I was only happy to be here because I felt that now I had the chance to get it back. I left the window, went back to unpacking before Mom started yelling at me to come join the battle of the unbubble wrapping. Of unbubbling the kitchenware! It's a battle! Oh yes. In any case, I was being annoyingly sentimental. Pine Hollow was special to me, maybe, but it wasn't special in general. Okay. It was one of those little towns with more urban legends than any reasonable person could count. Hundreds of stories about creepy happenings in the woods, and for every one of them, no matter how unlikely, there were dozens of people willing to believe it. That's probably why people were so quick to leap onto the oddities of my disappearance. They weren't really even that odd, at least I didn't think so. The rational public wrote them off as strange but explainable. I got lost, then I got unlost. Big deal. Though, to be fair, the first time it happened I was 9, and when I got unlost, I was also unheard. Even after 10 days in the woods alone. Oh my gosh, what the heck?
Yeah. Girl.
You know.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. I was definitely lucky I got home safely. No. It wasn't supernatural. Not like some people apparently insisted.
Foreshadowing. Okay.
Dumb laughing. It was just the amnesia that caught people off guard, I think. I couldn't remember a thing that happened while I was missing.
The
I
fact
still
that
couldn't.
they italicize.
Supernatural?
Yeah.
It's like, hint, player.
Yeah,
It's
if
like,
you didn't know,
yeah,
read the
we got
summary of the game.
Goodness gosh.
Psychogenic.
But psychogenic amnesia was a thing. What kid would want to remember being terrified in the woods for a week and a half? Not me, clearly. I started filling my closet with clothes and carefully lined up my shoes and boots. I should totally get a new pair to celebrate being home. I left the closet and began arranging my study things on my desk. We'd be starting back on school on Monday, after an inevitably busy weekend. The same private school we'd gone to before we left.
You know, I find it funny because they say it's a private school, but nobody wears uniforms.
That was the only thing I had mixed feelings about. There had just been such a fuss about my last disappearance, the one when I was 12. That one had been the real catalyst for everything. That had been when everything just broke. Whoa. I've been missing for nearly 2 full weeks. The newspapers were running dramatic and hopeless stories. There was speculation about whether I was a runaway or if it was just a ploy for attention. After all, it had happened to me before. There were search parties out every day looking for any sign of me. My parents were heartbroken. Again. Spencer was out with a search party one evening and got separated from them. They heard his screams and feared the worst, but he ran out of the woods a short time later in hysterics, clutching at one of his eyes. Then I walked out after him in a daze, but unharmed. They never found anything wrong with his eye. He lost the vision in it, but no one knew the reason. He was saying a lot of crazy things at the time, but no one knew if he'd hit his head or had maybe gotten attacked by a stray cougar. And again, I didn't remember a thing. There was a lot of public interest in the Oh my gosh, wait. I can do this one. Sorry.
You can do it.
There was a lot of public interest in the incident due to the fact that it was the second one involving our family, and me specifically. People loved mysteries, and I had given them one. If I wasn't making it up, and I wasn't, then what sort of trauma could have given me amnesia twice? No one could do anything but speculate, endlessly. My family tried to just get on with life, but it had never been easy. More like impossible. There had just been too many stupid speculations and skepticism. At school, there were rumors that we'd both done the whole thing for attention, and Spencer's injury was fake, and that he had a psychotic episode and tried to kill me. It was a mess. And so we just left. Ugh, why am I even thinking about this again? I shook off all those old negative thoughts. It was years ago. People had forgotten. Everything was going to be fine. I stacked the empty boxes off to the side. On the opposite side of the room, I set up my painting things. The cabinet of my art supplies was nearby, and I quickly stacked everything inside. The sunny room was going to be perfect for painting. It even faced north. I love that they remember that when they picked this room for me. Okay, wait. Do you want me to go lower or higher?
I think mom should definitely be more like motherly, you know, like...
That's not a lower or higher, Wolf?
I don't know. You have to figure that out yourself, I think. Madison,
are you finished yet? Good?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you do mom, so... That sentence sounded wrong.
I was going to comment, but I decided against it.
I take back what I said.
I'm nearly done. Give me a few more minutes. I turned my attention to my small library of old books. I had all the classics, all used and worn and beautiful, and of course, there was a lot of Shakespeare. It only took a few minutes to get the books on my shelves. I try to organize them properly tomorrow.
Why does every protagonist, heroine, female lead always love Shakespeare?
I don't know.
Why is that such a thing? I have read so many books where every single female, like a lot, well not every single, but like most female leads just, they're one of their personalities is they read a lot of Shakespeare.
They like Shakespeare?
Yeah, specifically Shakespeare. I'm like,
I guess
why?
because it's like a universally known thing,
I
but also
guess.
let's get a little funky, authors. I actually
Yeah.
have had some who like put in like pop references of like
Okay.
music specifically,
Okay.
which is always a good time.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Once I was finished unpacking, I gave my room a satisfied once over before heading downstairs to help Mom unpack the kitchen. Oh my gosh. What should I do with the boxes in my room? We'll have to figure out what the recycling pickup schedule is so we can crush them and set them out. For now, just leave them. Okay. Meanwhile, can you set these out on the back porch? I don't know where her voice should be. She motioned to a few large empty flower pots near the table. No problem. When you're back, I have a few things for you to take to the basement. Yay. Come on, hurry up. She's turning British. Aye, Captain. I have the stack of pots and managed to wobble my way to the back door with them. Navigating the door handle was a bit interesting, but I managed to get outside without breaking anything. I set them down near one of the brick columns and look across our overgrown backyard.
It's so pretty.
Yeah. Something interesting caught my eye, and I hopped off the porch to go investigate. At the back, there's a little hollowed-out area near the fence. At the back, in a little hollowed-out area near the fence, was a large ring of white mushrooms with round caps. Yep, okay. Good enough. A fairy ring! I smiled as I crouched down and poked at one of them. We'd had one in our last house, too. Dad had tried everything to get rid of it, but it was very persistent. No matter what he treated it with, it always came back. He wouldn't be happy about it for some reason, but for some reason, I liked having it there.
We got our
Ooh.
first CG of our girl, and I don't know how to get rid of it. Oh, I figured it out! Hell yeah! I clicked a button and it worked.
Wait, do you want me to say it as we look at this? Hold up. Pull up the words again. Okay, you can get rid of them now. Ready?
Yes.
I smiled slightly, remembering playing with Spencer in our previous backyard. We played tag, and whoever made it inside the circle first would be safe.
Good job.
Thank you.
Oh, a wider shot.
Wait, I'm not ready!
No, I just want to look at her outfit.
It's very pretty.
Okay, go ahead. Read.
Or we'd lay inside it and pretend we could see the fairies dancing on the mushroom tops or playing in the tree branches. I took a long, deep breath. I'm so glad to be back.
What are you doing out here?
Whomst are you? I sighed and stood, carefully brushing off my jeans. Brother, dearest? Why does he have to always... Why does he always have to sound so angry?
Mom has work for you to do. You know, if you have time between daydreaming and communing with nature.
Is it possible... Yeah, it's good. Is it possible for you to speak with me like a human being?
It would be if I was sure you were a human being.
I hated the way he always said things like that with a completely straight face. I mean... Ha ha, very amusing. I assure you that sisters are indeed human. Brothers, however, I'm not so sure about. Normally, one would assume he hadn't meant it literally, but I could never tell with him.
Just get back inside.
As he turned away, he snapped a foot out, kicking over a few of the mushrooms. Oh, we have a choice. Oh, I don't know what to do.
I don't think this really matters. I think it just determines.
Do you know what to do?
I honestly don't know. I forgot the beginning of the game. I'm gonna be real.
Okay, cool. So then, what are your thoughts?
Well, throughout the beginning, she's always like, "Stay calm, stay calm."
Yeah.
Like, don't rile it up.
He is just looking for a reaction.
Yeah.
This is very typical sibling behavior.
It is.
I guess stay calm is probably the way to go.
Yeah.
Because right now we haven't met any love interests right now.
Yeah.
So right now our only relationship is with our brother. Not romantically,
yeah.
but just
We're not
relationship
in
in
CP.
general, really.
Okay.
So yeah, let's stay calm.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. Why did he always try to ruin things just because I liked them? I wanted to get angry, but then we just fight, and I didn't want to fight with him anymore. It took all my self-control to swallow down the irritation. I stared at the broken fairy ring and bit my lower lip. You know, in stories, fairies tend to get pretty ticked off if you mess up with their stuff. A strange look passed over his face, sort of confused and fearful at once. What the? Because it's a fairy ring? It's what a circular formation is called?
Whatever.
That was so fast. Expression changes. He stalked back inside, leaving me by the broken fairy ring.
What I appreciate about this is that the artist put a lot of expressions on all the
They're very, yeah.
like surprised, shocked, and they always react to like the whatever's happening in the text box, which I really
Which
like.
is nice. I looked down at the crumbled mushrooms lying in broken bits on the grass. They grow back. It was stupid to care. I hated seeing something pretty messed up for a stupid reason. I hated that he ruined everything like some kind of creepy assassin of joy. I shoved my hands into my pockets and headed back inside. There was a quiet rustle of dried leaves behind me, and I glanced back. There was nothing there. Probably a squirrel or something. Casting one last glance at the fairy ring, I stepped back into the kitchen, preparing for a list of chores to complete before dinner. Glaze. Tasty. Oh my jeez. We haven't even made it through a full day yet, and
We'll get there.
tired of talking.
If you want, I
just
can always
glad-
take over at one point.
No,
if you get too tired.
it's fine.
Okay.
I was just glad Dad was already talking about ordering pizza instead of trying to cook.